Hi ho, it's off to work we go with a shovel and a pick and a 10-foot stick. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. I love it, man.
I actually didn't know the lyrics because I don't have kids, so I guess you need kids to know the lyrics.
Well, my block you'd have got shot for that.
It's a ripoff of Snow White, I think. My son loves it. So
What was it? A shovel and a hoe?
shovel and a pick and a 10-foot stick. I think I might have modified it.
Okay, that is Jason from Guest Contracting, Guest Construction.
I love that.
Guest Contracting. So we have, what are we going to talk about, Jason?
I think, we're going to talk about being a young
contractor.
Professional. Yeah, being a young contractor in the trades.
I'm so young. I love being in this trade.
You're the same age as I, and we are both young.
So professional.
You look young. So
Oh, thank you,
He was
Jason.
talking to me.
No, he wasn't. He looked at me. He may have been speaking to you, but he was looking at me. Okay.
His eyes were saying yes.
If everybody's listening, the bullshit light is on right now.
Yeah.
And it's
Ding, ding, ding.
history with Manny.
Hang on, you're way ahead of yourself. Jason's here. You find him on
What's up?
Instagram at Guest Contracting Inc.
Yep.
And the website is guestcontracting.com.
Yep. You got
And
it.
the email is guest.contracting@gmail.com.
Yep.
And the phone number is area code 705. You are the furthest guest we've had.
Yeah.
Barry.
Yep.
Barry
boy.
So 705-229.
I don't think that's the farthest guest, is it?
Yes, it is. I'm trying to...
By
705.
okay, by 7:05.
229 7875.
Let's get realistic, okay?
Okay, let's get realistic. All right, we want to talk about young contractors, but we have a little segment first.
Okay, well,
Carlito.
You know what? I'm just going to change this up, Manny. This is off to you. History with Manny.
That's it. I don't like that.
I already said it. History with Manny.
I prefer.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to ask you, gentlemen, Jason.
Yep.
Maybe Carlito might know.
He's always pulling that shit off.
Who made the first table saw? Dun, dun, dun. And what year? And I could even add, what century?
Oh shit.
This goes back, boys. This goes back.
This is hard because
Who created the first table saw?
I want to say Black and Decker, but it's probably way before that.
Way before. Well, it's way before that, but then something about Black and Decker gets involved. Eventually. So we are talking
don't tell me DeWalt.
1777.
1777.
In the United States, perhaps the first recorded patent for a circular saw was issued in 1777 to an Englishman, Samuel Miller. It refers to a circular saw that was created in Holland in the 16th or 17th centuries. They had a catalog in 1885 for W.F. and John Barnes Co. in Rockford, Illinois.
Was it
Clearly shows that this catalog clearly shows a classic table saw is labeled as the hand-powered.
This isn't for logs. This is for
finished
smaller.
carpentry?
Yeah, this is
for furniture making.
Yeah, exactly. So it was labeled as a hand-powered circular rip saw.
Hooked up to a donkey.
I don't know. But then you
Horsepower.
introduced the radio alarm. You guys, would you know the radio alarm?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
saw-
love that thing.
So it was a good. So that's 1922, and Raymond DeWalt created the very first circular saw with a radial
So I was
arm.
right.
Wow.
1922. This saw was more versatile than its predecessors. It was attached to an overhead arm that could be moved, rotated, making the saw blade mobile. Using the radial arm, it was easier to control the depth and direction of the cuts. DeWalt's design was popular enough that he decided to start his own company to produce and sell the machines just 2 years later.
Wow.
So that was the origin of DeWalt.
Wow. And 2 years later, that's pretty impressive.
And just for the record, I got that right again.
You guessed DeWalt.
I still got it right.
You didn't guess the Englishman. You didn't guess 1777. You didn't guess anything.
That wasn't the table saw. That was the radial arm saw.
1777. That's 777. I'm going to casino tonight.
And that was.
History with Manny.
And on with this show. This is it.
I actually was Googling. Do you know when general contracting came about?
I think I did a Google for that, but I don't remember.
I got 1605.
General contractor.
Well, it wasn't.
1605?
It was like the British came over and they were working on the forts, the Port Royal or something like that.
And they called themselves general contractors?
That's what it came up as.
Well, there was the general store. Everything was the general at that time, right?
Don't take that as a fact.
Give me
that
more
was
general
Google.
analogies there, because I know you can't
I'm
get
generally
past general
speaking.
store.
I'm just generally speaking.
What, the general blacksmith? The general what? The general...
And in Spanish, general would be carnel.
Let's talk about being a young contractor.
Yeah.
So how many years, you're what are you, 30, 34?
So I'm 34.
So you're still a youngin'. How long you been in construction?
17 years, 18 years now.
17 years?
Oh, you're not a newbie to this, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I was working.
Half your life.
When I was in high school, I started working already. Yeah.
Because you
grade
had
10.
to? You were poor? What was it?
No, so my
Well, no, for me, it was because my parents were poor.
So I grew up in a single family home, single mom, but then my stepdad was a body man. So he had his own body shop, everything. So I was a big car freak when I was younger. I started with that, and then I just like to build shit. It progressed from there, and then right after high school, I started.
Why didn't you go the body way? Stay mechanic instead of...
I just didn't like being in the shop all day.
Bondo, primer, paint,
I love the
thinner.
smell of it. I love it. I used to be in the paint booth with my dad spraying cars.
Of course
painting,
you were. 'Cause
No
you're-
mask.
You
no
were always
nothing.
happy after.
It was like fog. And looking back now, I'm like, oh God, I just lost 10 years.
No. So you went into the construction.
I just like to build stuff. I like to do
Nobody's in
something.
construction in your family? No uncles, no dad?
No.
You're the first.
Actually, I don't have any carpenters in my family. Millwrights.
No grandfathers, nothing. Grandmothers.
They might. I don't know what they did actually.
I'm always
No,
curious.
my grandfather worked for IBM, so no.
I'm always
Wow.
curious to ask the young guys, what about your circle of friends? Anybody else there that went into the trades, construction, mechanic?
Well, you are a country boy.
Yes.
So you're going to be good with your hands no matter what. Don't take it like that.
No. I didn't have my circle of friends, and even today, I got one buddy that's a millwright. The only other friends that I have now are the subs that we use and the guys that I employ.
But not your high school buddies.
No, nothing. Nobody.
So I know it wasn't Manny that inspired you. So what did inspire you?
I was just really good with Lego.
So was I.
I don't know. I always like don't take wood. I always like building things out of wood. I just enjoyed it. And then I just got into building. I was a laborer. Started out as a laborer, working for different contractors.
Like real contractors?
Yeah,
or
working for general contractors.
handyman?
No, not handyman. Real framing houses, renos, additions, stuff like that. New home construction. So
Did you go to school, Jason?
I went to school actually 2009, 2010. I actually got a free ride to Georgian College. I took the carpentry program. By then, I was already experienced in the field, but I got a free ride to go for the year, so I took the carpentry program. And that's 2009 is the year I started the company. Started fully on my own.
So the company's still young too.
Yep, 2009. So we're only 10, 11 years.
How was that
So-
experience, man? Making that leap, because up until then you're doing small rentals, you're doing whatever you can get.
Yeah. Up to then, I worked for other guys, right? I was, just an hourly employee. And then I got to a point and I kind of said, hey, I can do this. I was a little naive, but I just jumped in. You're never going to learn if you never are afraid to try new things, right? I had a bunch of small jobs, like bathroom renos, little things like that. And then the work dried up and I started subbing for other bigger guys. So still on my own, but you're not, right? Kind of. You feel like you haven't made it in a sense, right? And then probably about 5-6 years ago, a good friend of mine, he's a framer, union framer. And then I jumped on the union bandwagon.
Carlito's got a lot of questions to ask you now.
Well, I'm not a union framer anymore.
Well, first I want to say, do you mud?
Yeah, I've done a fair
Because
bit.
I want to say something that's really important, and I never realized it until we started talking to different people on the podcast.
Yep.
But I took auto body myself, and I really believe that I got really good at mudding and concrete because of all the skimming and body work building
100%.
I had to do with the trowels.
Yep.
So I'm just wondering how good you are with that first.
We do small jobs now, but when I first started, everything. I would touch every job. I loved it.
Yeah, everybody did that, right?
Do you feel like the auto body helped?
100%. my dad teaching me how to,
Straight lines.
pull dents out. Yeah, exactly. It's like a technique, right? It's something you can't just jump into. It's an art.
You guys just gave me an image, man. I want to do a post where I'm actually taking a hawk and trowel to a car.
That's going to be chunky.
It'll be easy to sand at least.
Throw a bond bag right beside it.
Yeah, not unless you use auto body filler. And I do use a lot of auto body filler while I do woodworking.
Yep. And I actually, the last couple of years, I use Bondo.
Yeah.
Like not like crazy, but it's awesome. It dries rock hard. It's.
What do you mean you're using Bondo for plaster work?
No, like fine trim work and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. A lot of guys are using
Well,
that now.
I use it because
Not
a lot of
like crazy, but
a lot of times I get called to do someone else's work, and they've routed farther than the hinges. So then what I'll do is I'll just body fill it, let it dry up, and then rerouter it. And once it gets painted, you'll never know, right?
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, it's really great.
One of my favorite go-tos.
I've learned a ton off Instagram. Like I knew that from my dad, but like same. What do you call it? It's like that red stuff.
Yeah.
Auto body filler, yeah.
Yeah.
What's it
Well,
called?
the putty. It's red putty.
Yeah. So we started using that a lot too, because the regular DAP sometimes, like we use DAP a lot, but
What?
This is an anti-DAP show.
Yeah, we
It's-
hate that.
We let our guests
Personal
bring it up.
opinion.
We let
These
them
are
bring it up.
personal opinions.
You can bring it up, but we won't talk about it.
okay, next subject. Yeah, no, I guess maybe it all started because I thought I'd take over the shop from my dad. I really did. And then I don't know, maybe I woke up one day and just said, forget this. This sucks.
Is
Wow.
he still in the shop?
He's still in the business.
Okay.
He does appraising, so he's less body work, more.
I was
Business.
just going to ask. I need my van painted.
Yeah, he go up to Aurelia. He's there.
Yeah, I used to be up in Aurelia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was in a trailer park up there. No, I'm
Why
serious.
am I
my
not
buddy
surprised?
My buddy, she has a huge horse ranch up there.
Okay.
Just 12 and 48.
Yep.
So
Yep. Awesome. Awesome.
we had a lot of fun up there.
I want to put a GPS on you one day.
See where
I did a lot of dirt biking up there too. I don't know if you remember the first McDonald's going up 48. There was McDonald's there. They had a.
And we're going back to Jason from
Yeah,
guest
sorry.
contracting
I
here.
don't. I know.
No, you're just bringing back great memories of Aurelia.
That's probably before my time. It was probably there when I was a kid. I just
You'd
don't
be seeing me
remember.
driving my dirt bike. What?
So, Jason, you got started on your own 2009 by yourself, or were you partnered with somebody, or did you have like a small crew?
Nope. So just sole proprietor.
Really, yeah?
Same. Just my own thing. And,
How's that feel, man? With the wife, fiance at the time, baby on the way?
Single
Single at the time, yeah.
I've been married I've been married now for 7-8 years. 2 kids. So now it's totally different. We got 4 guys. Well, 3 guys. We're looking for a 4th.
It's busy.
But I was on my own for a long time, and then guys, we had just another 1 or 2 guys come and go kind of thing. I had some family members come help me out for a little bit too, and then I just eventually got busy enough and said, hey, I got to hire a guy full time. So I did. We started framing. We got a really big contract for a big union build up in Barrie that's on the water. So we were there for 3.5 years.
Wow.
So that's where it
Huge
really.
build.
That is big.
Yeah. It was Friday Harbor Resort.
I don't know them.
No, I don't know either.
You don't know? It was the biggest construction site in North America.
Really?
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
What year was this?
It was just last couple, we left probably 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago.
Wow. Good for you guys.
But yeah. So anyways, that was all union stuff. So I feel like that doesn't count because anyone union you could, if you wanted
Well,
to.
Tell me more.
Yes. Why don't we talk a little bit about the union?
I
I always push the union on people that aren't entrepreneurs.
And the union always pushes people.
Yes. But you know what?
yes.
They give you equal opportunity to do whatever. Like the sky's the limit in the union. It's just,
Sure.
Yeah, it's
is
about
it
8 feet
enough?
tall.
Is it enough for you though?
I personally, I'm no longer framing in the union.
Did it help?
It grew me. It stretched me. I got to see that side of things. I like being my own boss and making my own numbers and put my own quotes together. I don't love the fact, hey, here's a house. This is what you're getting paid for it, and that's it.
It's like you're a number.
And let's be honest, production. I don't want to do that.
Some guys love it. They love that
Well,
security.
well, here's
It's
here's
just
the
not for
one
me.
thing that you
Not
don't
for
have
me.
anymore that you did have at one point: pension and benefits.
But Carlito, the union doesn't tell you. You have to be bringing in. You have to be building so much per month to stay in benefits
Yeah.
and pension.
You're
I
right.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to produce.
You got to produce. If you're not producing, you're not getting your benefits.
So you're not contributing to your benefits then if you're not producing.
Exactly.
So you get a guy who does not work the hours, then all of a sudden...
If you're not building houses fast enough to make
that.
your like kind of quota for what you have to bring in for the union per month.
Well, it's also different for different
and that's for
areas.
That's just.
Let me just jot down. Yeah. That's one more reason why I don't like the union.
It's just one of your reasons.
You know, everyone's... I'm not like they help me out. They help me start, so I can't knock them. I
learn what you learn from them and you move on, and that's it. If it's for you, then great, stay with it. But if it's not for you, then move on.
But my point always is that you're 34 now?
34, yeah.
So young. Right now, the sky's the limit, and you feel invincible. But you get to that 48, and you start to realize, what did I do with my money? What did I do with the time? And what did I do with my business?
So, yeah, to address the earlier question about the benefit and pensions, we're actually looking into third-party like benefits. So benefit pension, you do that.
For your business.
For the business and for the guys. For
That's
the employees.
amazing. Wicked.
It's an incentive, right? Just to bring
Definitely.
them in. Hey, we're different. We got benefits. You want a pension.
That's really good that you guys are doing that because we're hearing more and more guys are doing that, like Mark from Skylux, that we haven't.
Yeah, shout out.
Yet. Might as well do it now since you're already saying it.
Since I gave you an evil look.
Yeah. So we want to do a shout out to Mark from Skylux. We're at the Skylux building right now. Mark's always supporting and believing in the industry.
Thank you very much,
for
Mark.
the better.
Yes.
Also, if you want to see great videos, you need to go and just go onto his Instagram. You're going to see some crazy videos. This guy has a drone, and it is amazing.
Well, we heard early, like last year, Mark was doing that for his guys. So he created a whole benefits program, health, everything, all that stuff. So he wanted to make the guys happy. So he's not a union business, but he wanted to actually set up a proper business that guys would want to be.
Well,
and
he
still
wanted
be
to keep
custom.
his guys.
Yeah.
He knew what it felt like to be a worker, and he wanted to give back and not lose quality guys like maybe his employer lost him, right?
Yep. And I've worked for enough other contractors, a handful in Barrie, Simcoe County area, and I, coming from the employee standpoint, I wanted to go and say, hey, what if, guys working for me, what do you want? So I do things like boot allowance. I'll buy you a new pair of boots every year.
Woo! You're buying us boots?
Wait a second. Whoa. 260?
Whoa.
It's whatever your boots cost. I don't care.
Wow.
It's just.
I like you already.
It's just a little big something to say thank you, right?
No, it's a big one. It's your feet. They're the most important part.
You got to keep your guys happy.
I like that.
Company shirts, we do company, so everyone has the same thing. Hats, shirts.
Well, that's all part of your branding, which is great.
Yeah.
But also, I agree with you because the boots is, I don't know, call me shallow, but when I see a guy on a construction site, first of all, if he's wearing running shoes, I got no respect for you. I don't give a shit what trade you are. I don't give a shit what trade you are. I'm looking at Carlito. I don't care if you're a painter. I don't care. Are
they CSA though? Are they CSA?
Are you crazy? My job sites, I only wear the best.
So the second thing, am I shallow? Because if I see a beat up pair of safety boots or shoes, I kind of feel like, man, they're not really that expensive. Why not just get a new pair?
Well, let's slow down here, Manny Panny. Okay.
And it comes back to that. So you guys obviously work on expensive properties. I expect, even if we didn't, even if we worked at like government housing projects, it didn't matter. I just want to have a brand, and I want everyone to be clean.
Yes.
So that's like, I even say that to the guys. Like, I don't want like beer shirts. I don't want anything with profanity on it.
I love that.
I want you clean cut.
Yeah.
I just want you to be presentable.
It's your image, because the last thing you want is a guy standing there with like
Iron Maiden shirt,
something, or Marlboro or something. You know what I mean?
Ozzy?
No, it doesn't. It's a brand. I totally agree with you. And the other thing recently that happened, that I'm going to completely outlaw shorts on my job sites.
Oh,
I'm just like, I'm sorry, but here's a plug. I'll only wear Snickers, and you know that, right? And I'm
not
never
even Black Ladder.
Okay, you can keep your Black Ladder now. But the thing is, those work pants, they breathe. Even the Black Ladder, they breathe, right?
Yep.
So that's why I've never felt hot wearing pants. And it's too easy to scrape or scratch your shins if you're wearing shorts. And I get that it's hot, But listen, man, there's hotter places than Canada right now in our summertime. They get away with wearing pants.
It's funny you say that because on union sites, shorts weren't allowed. You had to wear pants.
Well, legally speaking, you can't wear shorts, and technically speaking, legally too, you're not allowed to wear short sleeve shirts.
No, you have to have a long sleeve.
Long sleeve.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the ministry, right? So the thing is, so we're still wearing short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not going to accept anybody in shorts. If you come on my job site and you're wearing shorts, you're getting turned around. I want to see pants.
But you do encourage
not track pants.
But you do encourage
pants.
White socks because you love that look.
But how can you see them with pants on?
White socks with sandals, steel toe sandals. Is that what?
Crocs.
Hosing down the driveway with that one leaf? Is that what you're talking about? Another Portuguese joke. But I'm doing that because of, like you said, it's like something comes up and you are part of the brand image. The last thing I want is clients to see some ripped up shirt, ripped up shorts, ripped up whatever. I get that it's hot, but the thing is, we can still listen. We can see a bunch of other guys that are on Instagram or on job sites, and they're professionally dressed. I think.
But I really think that if these are my guys, they're my billboards. Yes. And they're representing me.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be pushing my telephone number and my company name to subconsciously keep that in someone's mind, out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I, to be honest, I never even thought like that deep. I don't have my phone number on the guy's shirts and stuff like that. But
I'm just saying, just the name, the logo.
That's it.
And just so then, I think your company looks a lot better if you got 2, 3, 4 guys that are wearing the same kind of image.
Well, here's a beautiful one. Tony from TC comes by the other night, comes and visits me, and gives me a really cool little gift. Just, I don't know for what. He's just an amazing guy. You know, he comes over and gives me something. I'm like, wow, you're an amazing guy. But I look at him, clean truck, inside clean truck. You know, he's got amazing snicker pants. He's got real beautiful button-up shirts. Mm-hmm. And he looks professional. He looks like the guy that you want at your house.
What's your impression of him?
Professional.
Would you hire him?
In a heartbeat.
Thank you.
Right.
Clean, professional, classy.
It comes back to the guy showing up your house with the Honda Civic.
Yes.
With all his tools in the back.
Yes.
Or the guy coming to your your house with your lettered Sprinter van. It's all done up. And it doesn't matter what it looks like inside. It's the image, because they're already thinking, oh, okay, like this guy he's taken the time to spend money on his shirts, logos, whatever. His work must be clean, presentable.
Well, there's a little bit of magic there that gets hidden. You know, a lot of people will spend money they don't have on trying to make themselves bigger than they are, and that could be trouble for them in the long run.
No, but we're talking about simple things. So t-shirts, proper pants.
No, but I think your guys should have that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I had a guy that worked for me. He kept coming to work with camouflaged army pants and a camouflage vest.
No.
Was he military, ex-military?
Well, he went to military police school with me when we were kids.
Okay.
I gave him an opportunity in my business. He was very well. He was very good with his hands. One of the customers came up to me one day and said, hey, you know, not for anything, but I really don't like the image of your guy. And I was like, I never thought of that. And I had to take him to the side, and he was an old friend of mine. Plus he's my employee, but I had to treat him like an employee. And I said, at this point, I need to tell you that we're going to have a uniform from now on. So you're going to wear one of my company shirts
and no more track pants.
And you're going to have clean pants. No more rips. You're going to have your, I know you have your safety shoes.
Track pants.
He never wore track pants.
I'm talking about
they were cargo
you.
pants.
I'm talking about you.
He likes the whole package.
How did we get onto this whole thing?
Yes,
it's brand image. I mean, your business card, your vehicle, your logo, your T-shirt. It's all brand image, man.
But this is about being young in construction and advertising.
Yeah. So I guess that's the big thing. Yeah. So being 34, image has a lot to do with it. But you have to, you can have the image, but you have to walk the walk, right? You have to back that up with the work.
Oh, 100%.
I totally agree with you. You can have, you can look great and you can be a hack, like general contractor, carpenter, whatever the hell you are. You have to also be good at what you do.
That's why I like joking around with everybody on site, because they know I know how to fucking build. That's all, right? So I could do whatever I want, but I could still back it up.
Yeah,
but I'm still wearing a branded shirt. I'm still wearing proper pants. I'm still wearing safety shoes. I'm not always wearing my helmet, but it's there on the site.
But then bringing it back to something.
I want to ask you, Jason, hang on a sec. And I do want to interrupt Gerard Lito. I want to ask you, did you come up with this at the beginning, like at 2009 when you started the company? Did you come up with it, or were you kind of sparked because you saw something online, or you saw something? Did you see another company?
I actually work for another contractor, so I have my family crest as my logo.
I really like it, by the way.
They had
like
their
that.
family crest as their logo. I really liked it. Our crests are different. I don't know, probably like maybe even longer. I got a call from them and said, oh, I see you copied our logo. I said, no, this is my family crest. You have your family crest. Well, I highly suggest that you don't use that anymore, or else, we'll take legal action against you.
Good luck.
So I said, have fun. Like, my number, give me a shout anytime. So anyway, I just said, screw it. It's my family crest.
Yeah.
I love it. It's easy. I didn't have to design anything. So I just rolled with it. And
That makes no sense.
Are you British?
English and Scottish.
I knew it.
Then why did you say British?
Well, I just felt like saying that. I felt like saying, it's very lovely. It's brilliant.
No, but you're right, though. To come up with that logo is great. You're not copying somebody else. You're actually representing what you come from.
Yeah. So anyway, I just rolled with it, and then I had thought about it, and I was like, oh, am I?
What a bully,
Am I copying them? And they're a big contractor up in our area. They do a lot of big homes on the water. And I just said, you know what? I'm just as good as you, and I'm twice as nice. So screw you.
Nice.
So anyway, so I went with it. So anyways, yeah. So young businessman, yeah, got the logo, and then just started carpentry right after I finished Origin. Got same thing when I started subbing again, and then
I'll just say one thing. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I just want to say one thing about that guy that called you up to tell you stop doing that. Why can't people just spend more effort on making their brand better instead of having to contact somebody else to tell them that their brand is not as good as their brand? Why can't they?
I think it just comes down to character.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So I don't. Hey, if
I don't think
doesn't
you.
matter.
I mean, I've spoken to you a number of times on social media, and we're finally meeting for the first time.
Yep.
I don't think that's something that you would do. That's not something I would do. That's not something that Carlito would do.
You know what? Maybe it comes back to self-confidence. I'm confident
That's exactly
in myself,
it.
and I have no reason to bully anyone or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just a logo. It's just a family crest.
I think there's more than enough room out there for work for everybody, and you can identify yourself because we're all unique, and you can build your
100%.
brand.
That
on
could
your
be your
own.
lost uncle or grandfather.
No, he's a dick.
Your uncle? Just joking.
No. So it just started. Sorry, I got to get back on track.
Sorry about that, man.
Well,
I do that.
No, I think what we were getting to is, first of all, I know that we're kind of being tough on the really young guys starting in this industry.
What are you talking about?
Well, at the beginning, if you have a Honda Civic, I'm okay with your starting off with something. If that's what you have, $100 and a Honda Civic.
I started in a
God bless you.
Nissan pickup truck and rigid tools.
Okay, that's great.
That's how I got started.
Yeah.
You know what? You had a different vision. Sometimes people don't realize they're going to be in
I've
this
got a
industry,
Sprinter van
right?
and
Yeah.
a bunch of Bosch tools.
Yeah, but leading to it is now I'm looking at you. You're very professional. You've already established yourself. You're still really young.
Mm-hmm.
You figured it out. This whole process is about that,
And I
right?
would have to say I didn't figure it out. I have really good support, other good friends that I bounce kind of sounding boards, right? Shoot ideas off.
That's key.
And a lot of them are like, hey, don't think the next couple weeks, don't think the next couple months, think 5 years, 10 years down the road. Vision it and go get it. It is what you make it. We got to put the hours in. I work a lot. I've got 2 small kids. I'd love to be at home a little bit more.
Spending more time.
That's a sacrifice I'm making right now.
How many hours a week? Well, not paperwork, working.
Actually working. So it's usually 5-6 days a week. I'm on the road at 6 o'clock, 6:30, and then every day is different. But probably till I get home at anywhere between like 5:30, 6:30.
Yeah, so typical
Well, you were
contractor
at Skylux at 6:30 today.
Yeah,
day. We feel bad. There was a little miscommunication,
that's all right.
but we
I
feel bad.
just had
But
to
you were
sit
on time and you
was
got
super
here
early.
early.
yeah.
That's
He was
a
on
good
time
sign
twice.
of character.
He was on time twice
That
in the
was
same day.
a good sign of character.
Sorry, getting back on track. Sorry, I just lost my train.
Oh,
of
I'm all
thought.
over the place too.
It's okay. We're having a great conversation.
just about-
this is garage talk, man. I love it.
It's about
Yeah.
setting up your business and looking 5, 10 down. And I think that a lot of guys get stuck in the rat race. They're so fixated on trying to build better for that client right now, for that job right now, that they don't realize that there are ripple effects for the job that you do today, something's going to happen. I just found out recently that I think I was telling you before the mics were on that the job that I'm still on, like I started right now, which I've just nicknamed a Disney job for reasons that I'll reveal eventually. But the thing is that client was actually a client that was referenced on another podcast that we did earlier. And
6 degrees.
So it was.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what. So I was told by the client because he's been listening to all the podcasts now, and he came up to me and goes, "You know that client that you mentioned in that podcast, sir? That's me." And I'm like, "What?" So it's funny, and same thing when we had Vince here last week, and we were talking to him, and he actually was at George Brown listening to me guest speak there.
Yep.
And then Carlito asked me, "So how was Manny?" And he was like, "Manny was answering all the questions. He was more than willing to reveal whatever he's learned up until date."
Yep.
Well, you were talking about real construction.
Exactly. So you never know the ripples.
Yep.
You never know. So I think a lot of guys have to stop getting stuck in the rat race and think about their business 5, 10, 15,
Well,
20.
here's another thing. Be very careful what you wish for, because you start getting into this industry, and if you're not worried about what the other guy's making or how successful they are, and you focus more about you, your guys, and your business, you will become so successful you might not even be able to keep up anymore.
I'm not going to lie, and I'm not trying to boast. I'm at that point right now. I'm bursting. I'm trying to hire guys. I have more work than I can even handle, and I don't want to let it go. But
Well, slow it down, man, because I was there at one time.
No. It's not slow it down. It's control it.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That's a good keyword.
Right?
yeah,
I didn't control it. I ended up hiring 30 guys, and
Oh, wow.
so I'd start at the beginning of the project demolition with 30, and then I'd work my way down to the technical guys, and then by the end of the project, I'd be down to 4 or 5, and then again the cycle. And
Gotcha.
I never had control over them, and that's really important. Because sometimes you can have 30 guys. You're not making the same amount of money. You're making the same amount of money as having 4 guys.
Yes.
Hang on. I just want to clarify something. I'm not talking about controlling human beings. I'm just saying control the business, the brand.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
So and that's what I did. First thing I did, I hired an accountant. So
Man,
same
see, you're
thing.
way ahead, and that's guys got to understand in this business. Half of this construction business is paper. Half of it.
Okay, so what did the accountant do for you?
Oh, she does everything for me. She does my payroll. She does my quarterly, all my quarterly. She does my year end, new employees.
Keeps you in check. She lets you know what your business is like.
Do
Where is your
you
business?
still check the numbers though yourself?
Yeah. She has full access to everything, but I still look at everything.
Because I don't trust accountants at the end of the day.
Oh, I love my accountant. She's
Sometimes
awesome.
you have to have
She's
an
awesome.
accountant to watch the accountant to watch the other accountant.
If Carlito ever tries to friend you on Facebook, just do not accept that because you will get a number of conspiracy theories posts. Okay,
That's on Facebook.
No, but I would say no. That back to your point, Manny. That's the biggest thing, right? A lot of guys, if you're not disciplined with money, it'll burn a hole in your pocket. And I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, I would get a big job. I get a lot of money, and I'm a big tool guy. So I would just go spend money on tools, which is great because I got 1,000 tools.
Are you using them all?
Not all at
no,
once.
that's not the question to ask. The question is, are you making money off of these tools?
100%.
If you're making money off these tools, then buy as many tools as you want.
I hope my wife's listening to this.
Is there anything you want to say to her right now?
Yes, I am buying a new truck.
I saw the truck. What's wrong? What year is that?
Hey, what are you driving?
09 F-150.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the midst of getting.
I love Ford.
A Sprinter?
a Super Duty.
Yeah, I got a 450 Super Duty.
Oh, 450.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
No, I'm just getting a little 250. So
They're beautiful trucks.
they're great. They're great. But no, I just wanted to say, if you're young, you're getting into it. Instagram's a great place. I know I've reached out to you before.
For sure.
It doesn't hurt. That's the biggest thing. You want to grow, talk to other guys in the industry that are older than you, your peers, and if they're nice enough to give you the time of day, ask away.
But it's not the older guys. We've had a couple guys on like Mark and Chris and a couple other guys.
there's lots of guys.
Really nice young guys.
Yep.
And really unexpected, mind-boggling to see how old souls in a young body and they're together. They have it figured out. They're doing all the right steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can still learn from someone young. You don't have to be
We have to take a
no,
little.
that's true.
We have to take a little.
building code talk with Manny.
I want to ask you, gentlemen, Jason.
Yes.
Carlito might know this. I'm not sure.
Here it goes again. Short jabs. Only because he's smaller than me.
According to the Ontario Building Code, and this is part of Part 9, Section 15.
My favorite.
What is the minimum width of strip footings for a 1-story building, 2-story building, 3-story building. Supported exterior walls. What is the minimum width of a 1-story? In millimeters, please.
Oh, millimeters. Jeez.
I know. Everything's in millimeters, but we got to convert it eventually. But there are 3 different widths depending on how many stories there are.
I would say you're making me talk millimeters, so 10 millimeters is half an inch. So
I'm going to say 12 inches.
12 inches is what? Half inch? So how,
I'd have to convert that.
I don't
so
know.
12 times 10 would give you,
So you're saying what?
that would give you the millimeters.
That would give you 120.
Yeah.
So you're saying 120?
12. Yeah, sure.
So you're saying your footing is 12 inches for a 1-story building? 12 inches wide?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said the walls.
no, with
the footing.
Footings.
The
I would say
footing.
10
Footings.
inches.
Your footing is 10 inches?
Oh, sorry,
The
24.
footing.
If
20
at the very bottom.
See? He's on the same track.
You know what?
I'm thinking
The
walls.
very bottom of the footing, 24.
Okay, well, I need to get it in millimeters because I don't have it.
So
I never converted.
24. So that's 240 millimeters.
Whoa! You're like pretty close.
260.
So a single-story supported exterior wall is a minimum width of 250 millimeters.
Ooh, I was
Real
close.
close.
For a single story.
close.
For a 2-story structure, it's 350 millimeters.
And you know what? This is what I hate about
I'm not
tests.
finished yet. And the third story is 450 millimeters.
Okay, one more time.
Now, hang on a
please.
sec.
One more time. Please
Hang
start
on
from
a-
the beginning.
Oh, so a supported exterior wall, the minimum width of a footing in millimeters for a single story is 250 millimeters.
Yep.
A double story, 2-story, is 350. A 3-story structure is 450. Supporting interior walls is just 50 mils less for a first story, 200 mils. Second story is exactly the same for the exterior story, it's 350. But on a 3-story interior supported wall, it jumps up to 500 millimeters as a minimum
wow.
width.
That's big.
What does it say about the rebar and the width of it?
I'm not talking about that.
I know, but it has something to play.
That's a
like, it
different
has lot
part.
to
That's
do
a
with
different
it.
section. It's the same part, different section.
All right. Okay.
But that's what I want to share with everybody. So
I
yeah.
thought that was fantastic,
Great.
man.
No, but you
Great.
are basically talking about 24 inches, and then it starts growing. So it probably jumps up to like 34 or maybe even 36 inches when it gets to 3-story
Three-story.
structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
we've
pretty
all
big.
we've
That's a big
all
footing.
you built footings.
Yeah.
Right. You like we've all gone down there, right? So, but it's funny that it was a third like a curveball with the millimeters. That's all. It
Yeah.
was.
No, I was
Yeah, I don't
I
know
was
what
lost
that is.
like you. I thought he actually meant
thinking-
the top part, like the actual thickness
It's
of the
called
wall.
a foundation wall.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Well,
I never
yeah,
mentioned foundation wall. I mentioned.
I was
strip
looking.
footings.
The problem was when I was looking over at him.
I know
and you
English
can't
and
see
words.
You can't see this because it's a podcast. And I was looking at his nose, and it confused me with the footing.
I didn't say anything that he heard, and that's why he got confused. We are talking to Jason from at Guest Contracting Inc. on Instagram, and it's guestcontracting.com on the website.
Yep.
And it's guest.contracting@gmail.com, and the phone number is 705, lovely Barrie area, 229-7875. And we are talking about being young and being a contractor.
And by the way, that was fantastic. That was building code talk with Manny.
Thank you very much there, Carlito.
That was very, very interesting. And
That's good to know.
yeah, you know what? I'm going to start paying attention to him a little bit more. I try not to, but I'm
Start
going to
making
have
notes.
to. He's making a fool out of me slowly.
That's not true. We make a fool out of each other. I want to get back into what? What do you
Well,
pointing at me
I want to ask you something. You did mention that you listened to the podcast.
Yep.
Was there anything that ruffled your feathers about the podcast and you being a younger guy in the industry, or was there anything that really motivated you about the podcast?
So I'll just preempt it by we had a negative review
Oh,
or
from
a
someone.
negative rating on iTunes. And if you're listening out there, thank you. And Carlito just took it, I guess maybe a little personal, and I was like, I don't care.
You
No,
got to
it
take
was-
it with a grain of salt.
It
Yes.
wasn't
Take it with a
personal.
grain
It
of
was
salt.
ridiculous. This is all about education and bettering someone and making sure they don't go through the same mistakes that we all went through.
I think that's it. You're just trying to help each other out, right? I have
That's it.
a small pool of guys same age.
I don't want to
around
hear
me.
about this, okay?
No, but I'll call them. Hey, I'm dealing with this problem. What do you think? What are your ideas on it, right? So working together, collaborating, or reaching out to other peers in the field, right? That's it. You have to fail.
You
I'm
have
a big
to.
fan of you have to fail. Hopefully it's not catastrophic, but you have to make little mistakes, learn from them, and that's it'll stick
School
with you.
of hard knocks, man.
I'm a strong believer that I think every contractor that gets into this business is going to have a catastrophic kind of failure.
You will. 100%.
And you either okay, it's kind of like, listen, I've had 2 motorcycle accidents, and I've had friends who had motorcycle accidents, and all my friends, as soon as they had their accident, they did not get back on. When I had mine, I couldn't get back on fast enough. So you just have to decide. If you have a failure, you have to decide, am I going to go full frontal on that failure and learn and figure out what happened and why, and take it and then move forward from it, or are you going to just back up and give up and go somewhere else?
I think that's part of being an entrepreneur.
That's exactly.
And you can't teach that to someone. Either you have it, I failed, you lose money, you get frustrated, you do something, you got to rip it apart because you did it wrong, or someone forgot something. And
cost you time, cost you money.
Right? I look at it now as it's just that. It's just a learning curve. And our mistakes have become smaller over time. And it's just pre-planning a lot.
I also think the big one is money. Like, for example, it's nice when I can pay my guy at the beginning of the week and then pay him next week if I'm not getting paid. And then I can pay him another week and I'm like, I'm not worried. Yeah. I got money in the bank. And that's really important. A lot of guys live paycheck to paycheck, or they're juggling another job to carry another job, and they never catch up.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
But do you know why they're living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah, unorganized.
They're not thinking about the future.
Well, they're not quoting right, obviously, too. And they're not finishing the jobs properly.
How many guys are thinking about 2021 right now? If you're not thinking about 2021,
employee standards, or are you talking like general contract?
Just your business, just moving forward, trying to figure out. We all know that it's really nice and robust right now. Everybody wants construction. What everybody thought was going to happen didn't happen. It's
a ripple effect.
Something's going to happen in 2021, and you have to be. And I really respect a lot of the trades that reached out to me. A lot of the subs that I've used. A lot of guys that were on the show, they reached out to me in March. And we all started having conversations about, what do you think is going to happen? And we started paying attention to the world, and we started figuring out, none of us, I don't think there was one single person that could predict the amount of construction that is going on right now. There is a lot, but we have to figure out what is going to happen in 2021.
Yeah, but I've always known that even in the worst times, that's the best times to become a millionaire or become successful. Most people see, recessions and depressions as, failure. There's no jobs. That's the best time to actually become somebody.
It's also the best time to lose everything too.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Yeah, like we make sure we're smart with our money. So you got to have some money in the bank. You got to be able to make payroll, right? You got to make payroll every week, every other week.
HST, WSIB.
All the things people don't see, right? It's really big. I'm actually trying to find an estimator right now, and because I do all the estimating, quoting, and I find it super stressful because it takes up every night. You guys know.
Yeah.
I come home, I see my kids, they go down, and I'm sitting in front of a computer for hours every night.
Are you using a program?
I use QuickBooks.
Okay.
I make notes when I meet a client. I just make a bunch of notes, and I go back, and then I start building the quote, emailing trades, sending pictures off. I make videos when I'm there. And I just start building the quote.
Yeah, just try to get as much information.
If I can tell you from my own experience, I had an estimator working with us. I found that he was estimating, but what he wasn't estimating was the quality of work and the way our guys, myself and the other guys were working. Yep. They were pricing like an insurance company. And the numbers were constantly screwing up. And I think that if you're going to hire someone, they have to be on site to understand the way you work, the way your guys work. And that's why I always say there's no set price in construction, because everyone works differently.
So here's a question. How do you guys,
you know what I do now?
Yeah, what do you guys do?
And I'm actually enjoying it. And I don't know if I'm lucky. I'm actually asking the clients to give me as much information as possible. Can you draw out? Can you sketch something? Can you do something like that? I don't care if it's a scribble. Yep. I don't care if it's stick figures or something like that. I want to get a better idea of what you're thinking about.
Make them do some legwork.
That's exactly it, because you're right. When you're there, you can take as many notes as you want. You can take as many images as you want. You can take video as you want, and then you can get the drawings and everything like that. But I find that if clients actually start drawing, doodling, and just saying, this is what I was kind of thinking of, and what I find is that they're actually pulling those images that are stuck in their head from ideas that they've discovered on the web.
Well, they're getting involved.
That's what I want.
they appreciate
that's
it
what I'm
more.
doing. So if I get more of that information, then I go back and I start piecing it together. So then I start treating it like a grocery list. No different. You walk into the grocery store and you go into each of the departments. I'm going to every single trade and I'm going, listen, here's the scope. This is what it is. Here are the potential extras. And so can you give me a price? And then all of a sudden, that's that guy. And then I take it to the next trade. I take it to the next
That's
trade.
exactly what I do.
Before you know it, you have your whole dossier.
Yep.
You have your information. You have your discussions. If you're missing a piece of information here and there, it doesn't hurt to email them back. Go, listen, I'm just working on the final little bits here. I was just thinking about this. Can we consider that? And then they'll give you back maybe another sketch. They'll give you back another point form with notes. I try to encourage the client to give me as much of their personal information into
the project.
that I can build a very personal quote towards them.
Yep.
The one thing I don't do, and I used to do in the beginning, was use a generic quote and just modify it for every single job.
Yeah, and I don't.
It was always a lost can of worms at that point, and I didn't like that. So now this new system, in the last 3 jobs that I've been doing, that's what I've been doing, and the clients have been very accommodating for that. And I like it. Even the last sketch I got, I was like going, I could even frame this one. This one's actually pretty good.
Yep.
So that's what I do, is I try to get as much information from them to help me build the quote.
Yep, 100%.
Well, it's about also making them very honest, not like daydream and do fantasy land. Like, it has to be realistic, right?
And that's every time I go in and I meet a client, one of the first things I say, what's your budget? And a lot of people don't know. So, and then it's almost not fair. It's like, hey, you've called me, I've come to your house, and you want all this work done, but you haven't even sat down to think about what you want to, and maybe they're uneducated, they don't know yet, they're just kind of, but you should at least, as a homeowner, have a rough idea of, okay, we physically have this much money, we can finance
I think
this.
it's our duty, though, to actually educate them properly. And right off the bat, and I've said it before, is like,
Or not mislead them.
well,
Yeah.
you can't compare to
100%.
what you're looking to do to anything that you've seen in TV or magazine or online.
100%.
Because unless we're copying piece for piece of what you see there,
Yeah.
then I'll give you a price for that. But I have yet to cross that path. No clients asking for
But
exactly.
I think the real big one is from both ends, but mostly from the homeowners. They seem to want to like play a game where they think they're smarter than you, and what they're only doing is screwing themselves
What
up.
kind of week have you been having?
by not being honest. And it's about being honest about your budget. It's about being honest about what you can get done and what you can't get done.
Yeah, timelines.
And sometimes trying to manipulate or play games with the contractor, I don't have time for it. I'm not going to become rich off one job. So I'm there to do a good deed, get the person into the home, give them their wish list on their budget, and get the fuck out.
So I would just say to that same thing, we're, in a nicer term, we're
Get the fuck out.
we're just transparent. These are the timelines. This is what I think it'll take. If you're saying, hey, it's going to take, we want it done in 2 months, and it's clearly a 4-month project, I'm not going to, oh, sure, yeah, I'll do that. Because I'm not going to be the contractor that after 2 months, they're like, it's not done. And you're like, oh, well, I don't know, it's going to be another 2 months. So it's worked really well in my business. Be honest. And I don't know, I'm young, I'm 34, so I don't know a lot of things. There's always new products coming out. So I'm constantly
Which are scary at the same time. It's great, but
I'm
it's
trying
not.
to keep up.
But you're trying to do as much education as possible, right?
Well, just so I know.
Yes.
Because sometimes clients, they know exactly what they want, and this is it. And I have never seen this product before. I have no knowledge of it, right? So I'm going home, Googling it. I'm checking specs on it, whatever, right? So it's
about your system too. Like, you build a brand, you build a system. That brand is your system. You have a particular way of building. It's bulletproof. It works for you and your crew. There's no failure.
Well, and yeah, what I wanted to just say is, if it's okay, I think it's a lot of ego gets involved too sometimes, in the sense of like, oh, I'm a general contractor or whatever. I know what I'm doing. Like, they just look at you, and I just go, no, sorry, I have no clue. Like, but I will find out for you, whatever that may be, whatever the question is. I used to be afraid of that because I don't want to come off as I'm not
arrogant,
not knowledgeable.
Okay.
Right? If a client's asking me something, I want to kind of try and be one step ahead of them. But I've learned I can't. I never will be, and that's okay. So it's okay to not know everything about every process.
And it's okay to say it. It's okay to express it.
And just be transparent. Just say that. No, sorry, I don't know.
But let me find out.
But let me find out. And
Or I'm just going to get back to you tomorrow.
Right? That's it.
No, that's the best way
it.
to do it, right? Don't
Right.
just say it for the sake of saying it that you're thinking that you're pleasing them.
Yep.
But I think it's really important that we educate them, because the thing is, if you tell them 2-3 months, you're using your last 17 years of experience to gauge that 2-3 month window of schedule to build
100%.
what you are talking about scope of work here. Clients are not, and I've told this over and over. Most clients that you meet, this is potentially their very first, maybe their second rental project, and most clients are doing their whole new build as their first, maybe their second.
Yep.
You're comparing it to a contractor that is maybe doing their 10th, their 20th, or 100th.
Well, yeah.
But there's something really important.
Listen to the professional is all I'm saying.
There's something I really want to say. I never say it, and I think it's very important.
Man, he's great.
Contractors and homeowners, even though you've hired someone to do it, it's both of you need to pay attention to the materials you buy. There are codes and dates on products like, say, thin set and CGC, like just mud. Let's just say mud.
Okay.
Mud and thin set. If you don't pay attention to those dates, and if they're expired, you can have a failing product. Even though it's an amazing product, it could still fail and cost you a fortune. And if you're a good contractor, you're going to pay attention to those things. Don't just go in and buy something and think you got the right product. You got to look at the dates and
but why though? Because you could be like the Mattamy home that I'm demoing right now, and they just used PL to put the tile on.
No way.
My God.
No way.
Shower.
You
know
PL
was...
No way. Are you serious?
The guys demoed it. It was all PL'd. Everything.
Every
all the
tile?
tiles PL'd. Every tile was PL'd.
Do you know why? You know where PL was invented?
No, I don't.
Okay, so NASA invented PL. For the shingles on the space shuttle. So when it enters orbit, when it burns off, the PL was what allows it to just burn off. So no, I swear, look it up.
Pretty high.
Look it up. NASA invented PL. What's funny about it? I'm not saying it's good at all, and I'm not saying it's right, and it's a weird funny. It's not the right kind of funny. Yeah, I swear.
There's a guy in a lab technician
I want you to Google it up
with a caulking gun putting out PL.
I'm telling you, PL was
And this other
invented
rocket
for
scientist
NASA
is
for
going,
the shuttle.
"Hey, they've got PL Extreme now. Let's
You know
go.
what?
It's going to
Take
get really
it home.
hot out there."
It's your homework for tonight, okay? It's your homework for tonight.
I'm going to look that up, but I don't know. I have a hard time.
Anyways, what I found funny was that they're putting down tiles with PL.
No,
honestly, so a Mattamy home, they were using PL to adhere tiles in a shower.
110%. We just demoed it.
I would never think to do that.
The house is probably under 15 years.
Did he run out of mastic?
The whole thing. The whole thing was done at a PL.
That's a lot. That's actually kind of expensive.
That's more expensive than thin set.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I mean.
10 times as strong.
But I'll tell you something, and again, this is my personal belief and what I've experienced.
Yeah.
But any of my friends that have bought Mattamy homes, we could basically bounce in their living room like a trampoline.
And I'm not here to knock.
I am.
I'm not here to knock anybody. I'm just
if you're building a house you can bounce in, I am.
It's funny, right? Because you get the client and you're like, can you come here for a second? I want to show you something. And they're like, oh, they don't know, right? The tiles on the wall, it's fine. It's aesthetics, right? And I love the podcast I just listened to with Linda.
Oh yeah, aging in place.
Yeah. And that started making me think 100%, off topic here, but functionality over appearance, right? Everyone wants the beautiful look, but meanwhile, it doesn't work. That bathroom didn't work. Well, it did.
So how hard was it to take the tile off?
The guys they had to take not the tile, they took the drywall. They had to.
Wow. I've never heard of that, man. Like that's
the first time I've seen that.
And I'm sure, like this podcast is brought to you by Mattamy, by the way. I'm sure that they would
I don't think so.
They would just say, well, that's the sub that we hired and that's what they
100%.
chose to use. And
it just speaks to quality in the industry, like production houses, stuff like that, right? So yeah, it probably was a sub. I don't know, he's getting paid X amount of dollars.
Or he had a box full of PL and
he's
said,
like, screw it,
I don't have
let's
any
do
thin
this.
set, let's do this.
Right? I'm getting paid X amount. I got to get this done today. Screw it, right? It just goes to show.
So I got to do an image of a hawking trowel on a car, and then I got to do an image of me caulking tile in a shower.
I think it's going to take
on the back of a car.
You're tiling the car.
Make it look like the shuttle entering orbit.
It won't burn off.
Speaking of which, Jason, what tool brand are you?
Oh,
Dum 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 dum.
Makita. I'm a
Yeah,
Really?
huge-
I would. You know what? You being Scottish? Yeah.
It just happened to be my first. It was the white version Impact drill set. Home Depot.
My wife has the same
Right?
one.
But
I like the black one.
you know what it is? Because I've listened to this. You guys argue about the drills. You know what? It's the battery platform. I have 45.
But everybody's talking Milwaukee's
batteries.
battery platform being the best one.
No,
right?
but I'm so invested in Makita. Like
Already.
I have 45 Makita batteries. So
Wow!
I've got
Holy crap!
so much. And then DeWalt. I'm not.
You put that in your Tesla truck?
No, they go in the trailer. But it just happened to be the first one I bought, and I stuck with it. And then I'm just a big.
And why'd you become a Makita guy? Like, what was it that drew you to them?
The quality. I love the quality. I still do. I'm a huge Makita guy. I have, when you buy a new tool, they have the poster of all the Makita tools. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I actually have one in my shop, and I tick off, how many Makita tools I have, and then I cross them off. I have that one. I have.
You should get your logo as a sticker and just put it right on each one.
You know what?
Well, I do.
Oh, really?
All my tools are logoed.
Oh, really?
Everything is logoed.
I've been looking at my tools lately, and I'm seeing a lot more of Makita.
You know what? I love them. I like DeWalt. I don't have a lot of red.
You don't have a lot of Milwaukee, eh?
I don't.
You mean Hilti?
Hilti?
I have one. I gotta no Hilti.
There's no reason for it.
Actually, this was really confusing for me. I went to a job site the other day. I'm usually the only guy that has Hilti everything.
Yeah.
So I have no problems with anyone stealing my batteries. I have no problems with anyone picking up my tools because no one's got it really.
They can't afford it.
Well, the guys, my circle, they do, but I don't socialize with those guys on the job site, so I don't. But so I'm working with a guy that has all Hilti.
Okay.
And I keep grabbing his, and I'm getting angry, and I'm like, damn it, I have to change my tools.
I had a lot of batteries, but then all of a sudden someone goes into my van and they're like, hey, this is like a store. And then all of a sudden I find my tools with my engraving on it in their van. Ooh. I'm like, how did that happen there?
That's the kind of guy you don't want to talk to again.
No, it's all done in fun. It's all done in fun.
Oh, like they're playing with you?
Yeah, it's all done in fun, right?
Yeah, no, it just... That's
45 batteries, you think you have a problem?
I'm waiting. They're launching
Batteries Anonymous?
Honestly, that's a real waste of batteries. I had 36 DeWalt batteries. I gave away 20 of them.
Well,
that's a real waste of batteries.
You know what I did for my new guys that just start? I actually give them. I'm like, here's an Impact. Here's a drill.
You're giving them a Makita?
Yeah, of course. Here's a Sawzall.
You know what? All of a sudden I'm hearing, and I'm your pusher.
I'm your pusher.
It's just
iced tea, yeah, baby.
They don't have, they're just getting into it, so they don't have anything. So
I strongly believe that there's an influence somewhere at some point, and generally in the beginning, that someone kind of nudges you towards a place. And I don't care what all the cool kids online are saying that the Milwaukees are better, the DeWalts are better, or Bosch are better, or Hilti or whatever. You have a brand.
We're having fun. When you see us bickering back and forth, it's all fun.
And that's it. And you know what? I'm good friends with the regional sales rep from Makita. And
can I be introduced?
Tim. His name's Tim. He's just a great guy.
Hi, Tim. Come on down to the podcast anytime you want.
Yeah.
So same thing. I don't know. We get to demo new tools for free.
I like to demo them.
I'm not sponsored. None of that bullshit. It's just hey, do you have this? Yeah, come try it out.
Try it out.
I don't think Makita sponsors anyone.
No, and trust me, I would try.
Yeah,
I would.
They're just not interested in you.
Anyone.
No, anyone. Yeah, that's just how Makita.
But
plays
you know what?
game.
That's a good secret. You tell one person it doesn't go
But you know
anywhere.
what I do love about Makita is when you travel and you come across construction sites, you get to see the toys that we'll never see in North America. Makita comes up with some very, very
really
cool
stuff.
toys. That are outside in Europe, in Asia, and everything like that. You're like, why can't you bring it to here?
You know what's funny too? In talking about tools, I hate when I'm on Instagram now and certain mainstream construction people, and it's you can tell Milwaukee has sent you a whole bundle to your house because you have all the new and I'm so sick and tired of seeing and they're reading the box of how it works, right?
And
I just got this new Milwaukee compressor.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cordless,
It's
right?
amazing.
It's the best. And it's the quietest, and they turn it on. And you're like, what? Shut up.
But last week, the Waltz compressor was the best.
Right? It's just funny.
I
It's
know.
just a funny.
I know. We all see right
And
through it.
Hilti doesn't have a compressor.
Hilti doesn't have a lot of tools.
I'm nudging them. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. It's time to catch up.
Listen, I'm a Bosch guy. I've always been a Bosch guy.
Yep.
I love Bosch.
I have
what
no,
you like.
I have no
respect
loyalty.
Makita. Makita's got
Yep.
great tools.
Honestly,
even
I have no
Milwaukee's
loyalty.
got great tools.
And
DeWalt.
It's whatever you like, whatever feels good in your hand,
Yeah.
whatever does the
Whatever
best job.
works for you.
You know what?
100%.
I was
Doesn't matter.
looking. I was at the wood show and I was going back and forth, and there was some things that I really wanted to go Makita, and there was only like the jigsaw, the worm drive, cordless. Like there was only a couple things that really, grabbed my eye, and
That
I
you
bought
liked.
those.
Yep.
And then I went to DeWalt and I bought the grinder, and then I
Well,
don't
and-
have any loyalty, man.
Yeah. Well, and price point too, right? That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Price
But
point's
that
awesome.
goes back to, are you making money off of them? What I do like about all the online presence and everybody and all the awareness, I do like that North America is actually being seen as a justifiable player in the tool sector.
Yep.
Because there's been a lot of tool brands that just stayed in Europe and just stayed in Asia, and now they're actually making the way. It's great to see Metabo back here.
Yep.
Fine has been growing, really
Yep.
well, but it was always stuck over there.
Yep.
And Makita's line has been growing up. So like the thing is, a lot of stuff that wasn't available is now coming.
Festool.
Festool.
I just started getting some items,
They're great.
and they're great. Yeah, for mainly for the dust collection and stuff like that. So
Which is
it's-
great for all of us, and we all got to pay attention to that because we all want to be old and breathing.
Well,
Right?
yeah, it's all part of the game, right?
Oh,
So
listen, when it comes to collecting dust and having vacuums to your tools, you're brilliant
Yeah.
if you're doing it. I don't care how much time it takes to set up. It's totally worth it.
Well, and I think the main thing is, you know what I like to see too? You don't have to have all the new flashy stuff. It's cool when you see someone just taking like an old skill saw or a hand chisel or something, and they can do a better job than you. Then you're like, shit. Right? Because, and it's the same thing. We live in a world of social media is huge, right? So I have to have this, I have to have that. It doesn't matter. If you're a craftsman, then that's what matters, right? So that's what's kind of cool.
Well, it's interesting. You said something to me, and I want to talk to you about it before I forget. You have a trailer.
Yes.
You decided not to do a van. You decided not to like.
And honestly, I went buying a new truck. I've thought about, I would love a Ford Transit van. Exact same thing as you, just cheaper. But I have two kids. The European model has that third row seating behind it. Or
See,
not third row,
yeah,
second
they
row
do.
seating.
The problem with the vans, and I totally agree with you, the problem with the vans is that you are going to get a personal vehicle. So you're going to drive two vehicles now.
Right.
Because I only drive the van just for work.
Just for work, yeah. To be honest, I'm not at that point yet
yeah,
in the business.
It's
but you can with a trailer. I have like four
Yeah.
trailers, five
4.
trailers. It's nice because you know what?
that's a
There's
lot
no
of trailers.
reason to have 5 trailers.
It is.
How many
it is.
horses
So
you got?
I have one gooseneck and all my tile equipment's in it, all my concrete equipment's in
Just,
it.
you set it up just
Yeah.
for certain jobs.
Are you using all
then
of them?
Yes.
All of them every single week?
Yeah, pretty much.
Has
'cause,
it been 6 months since you've used any one of them?
like driving the trailers?
Yeah.
I haven't had to. That's the thank God. One of my friends is very close to the city.
My point is that we had...
I
who
use
did
the
we
trailer.
have?
I use the trailers almost every second or third day.
If you're not using
Okay.
something for 6 months,
I'm not
get
doing,
rid of it.
What I'm not doing is I'm not driving the trailer around because I have a great location. I get to load my van and unload my van
From it.
So it's
Okay.
at a I don't have to get a storage.
5
I don't have to
trailers?
bring my tools home.
5 trailers?
Yeah. Well, let me get to it. So then I have a really huge one that has it's a 40-footer and
40.
Yeah. And
It's a shipping
it holds
container.
all my painting equipment.
house I'm working on
It
right now
has
is
all
only
my
20 feet wide.
It has all my carpenter and cleaning equipment in it. So like anything I need for my and then I have
That's
my
a big trailer to
Yeah.
just have.
So what do? Do you hook up your trailer to the trailer to the trailer
no,
to
no,
the
no.
trailer
I hook
to
it
the
up
trailer to the pickup truck?
I like goosenecks. I put it to my 450. I put it on the gooseneck, and I could take it anywhere I want. So what I found in my age,
You're not working in the city then.
No, I am.
No.
I totally am. Totally am.
With 5 trailers hooked up to your truck?
No, not with 5. You can't. You can't do that. But what I'm saying is that I've spent so much money in storage. So I found myself spending almost $800 a month in a 50-foot
Have you ever
storage.
thought, Jason, that you need 5 trailers to store all your tools? Like I've got a van and I got a garage, and that's more than enough space for me to put all my
I'm
tools.
lucky enough I have a shop at home.
You're not 48 yet, and you know what? You're the kind of guy you're buying tools.
Jason,
And
don't collect like him.
This
Don't
is
collect.
this is what it's leading to is that if I make a jig or I make a stand for my doors to router, I'll keep that. And that makes a place for itself.
So I might keep like 1 or 2 of those.
It's not worth it.
I try not to go crazy.
Get rid of it.
I just find that I'm using it all the time.
If I'm using it all the time, we'll make something like
6
permanent
months.
and keep it. But no, I have one enclosed trailer and I have a dump trailer.
Yeah, so
That's it.
I have a large landscaping dump trailer also, and I got a triaxle trailer.
We have a tilt and load too, actually.
Nice.
But
I got a van, a car, and a bike.
That's
what I
all you
got.
need.
That's
That's all
all
you
I
need.
need.
No, you don't. You need more.
No, you do not need that. And a garage. It is time for Carlito's Green Book.
Ooh. I went online, and you know what? I'm really getting sick of this green book.
Did you
doc.
trip when you were online?
It's really important. And
Did you fall off the line when you went online?
I didn't fall online.
The wire was tight?
Here he goes again. So, anyways, you know the game. You're going to find out what the first offense costs.
yeah.
So an inspector shows up on your job site, and there's an infraction. And what do you think he's going to charge you on the first offense? So, employer failing to ensure that incompetent worker is trained. So
you have a competent worker.
yeah, well, you have a competent worker, but he has to be trained. Like he has to be trained, and
He's
you
not
have
trained.
and you have to have that paperwork. So like you have guys working for you. They need the WSIB. They need their WMIS. They need their fall arrest. They need their propane if they're dealing with propane. These are
All their
all
licenses.
criterias of a
So-
professional construction
550.
company.
Yeah.
He looked at my paper.
Is it
No, he doesn't know yet.
250.
He just says 550 all the time.
I want to say 250.
First offense
I'm
is
saying-
550. And you know what? You know what?
Across
It's
the
nothing to
board.
beat. It's nothing to beat yourself about. I make jokes with people all the time, and I say, "Ah, wrong. You suck."
That's a lot.
But you know what? It's crazy to think that one moment where it's like going fishing. You know you need a license for fishing,
Okay.
but you go fishing and you don't think you're going to get caught, and
And then
then
get caught.
the fishing,
What's the fine for that?
conservation comes over, and
$550.
You could have paid $30 for your license. Instead, you're paying $130 now, and you could have paid all your
And then
friends'
and then you got to pay your
licenses.
license on top of that.
Yeah. So what I'm
And
saying,
that was Carlito's Green Book.
he wants me to get over and done with you. You got $550, buddy.
Cash credit or Visa.
We are talking to Jason from at Guest Contracting Inc. on Instagram, guestcontracting.com online, guest.contracting@gmail.com to hire him next. And his phone number is 705-229-7875, the lovely Barrie area. I know a few people from Barrie.
Hang on.
Beautiful.
You always keep cutting me off, okay?
I'm not cutting you off.
You're a trailer guy, and I want to finish this conversation.
Wow,
Because
we're going back to trailers?
Yeah, I think this is really
Yes,
important.
okay.
I think it's really intelligent that you did this because you know what? It took me years to figure out that once you load that trailer up and it has its spot,
Has everything.
you're saving money. You're not paying for rent anymore, and it's easy to move around.
See, but I don't have to. I have a shop at home, so I don't have to pay for rent.
Well,
How do you have a
write
shop?
off your
Like
house.
another garage or something? or separate
it's a
building?
pole barn.
Oh.
Yeah, so I can pull the truck in, pull the trailer in,
Oh
leave
my
it.
God,
everything.
you got
It's
it
awesome.
made.
We live on a farm where we rent from my brother-in-law, big chicken farmer. So we're on a couple hundred acres.
Wow.
So I've just hit jackpot on that one. I
Yeah.
just got lucky. That's all it is.
How's the wife like you bringing work home?
Doesn't care. Doesn't mind.
Good woman.
She knows it pays the bills. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is, right?
Good for you.
Let's talk about some of the earlier things that you noticed that other contractors, mistake-wise, were doing that you didn't want to do going forward. Because a lot of guys younger, when they get started, they pay attention to those.
Mm-hmm.
They look at how other guys, whether they're older or the same age, how they're running their shit.
Being involved is
Really?
a big. I know. I've worked for a lot of contractors. You'd show up at the shop in the morning. You'd get a scope of work, or you'd go meet on site. They'd be there for 5 minutes. I need you to do this, 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 this. They're gone.
That's it. The day's done.
Like you don't see them till the next day. You might not see them for a couple days.
That's not right.
Where you can call them, but you're kind of like taking their time, right? And that's how it felt, right? So now I'm with my guys. I got my tool belt on. I'm working. Yeah, I have to be in the office sometimes, making calls, whatever. But that's what I love. I don't like doing the paperwork. I'm a carpenter.
Well, you lead by example too.
Well, it's just fun, right? And then you can teach. I can teach the younger guys, and then it's just fun. That's what I want to do. That's the whole part, right? If you're not having fun anymore, then why are you doing it? Then you've just lost the
that love and feeling.
If you're not having fun anymore, it's just because you just lost the interest in doing it.
I think that's just
and if you have lost it and it's gone for good, then move on.
And just coming back to your question, I think that was a big thing that I noticed. Contractors showing up, they're gone. I didn't see them interacting with clients. So now when I bring one of my youngest guys right now, I bring him. He came with me and did a big quote the other day. Like I brought him to the client.
How old is he?
23, 24.
Wow.
That's a huge experience for him.
I just threw him in. I said, Jesse, here's a notepad. Just follow my lead. You can help me. And he sketched out the whole floor layout, took all the measurements, and that saved me time. That saved me probably like 45 minutes. And he got to experience it.
I think that would have taken you 5. It took him 45.
But he shared the experience.
No, but it was like 3 levels. He had to like draw it all out, measure it all.
Did he miss anything?
No, it was
Wicked.
It was great. So you know what I mean? And I never got to see that side of contracting. I never got to see the financial side. I don't think, unless I don't show you everything, because if you want to see everything, become a contractor, like do your own thing. There's no secrets. Like with my guys, I try and help them if they have questions. It's not like, oh, I'm the boss. You don't need to know that.
Yeah.
We're a team. We're trying to do a team.
Yeah, be careful about that. It bites you in the ass, man. I've shared a lot with guys too, and they get envious and they think they don't realize what the numbers really mean.
It's really simple. This is how I look at it, because I've had a lot of guys work for me, with me, whatever.
I don't not like, hey, this is what I'm making on this quote. Like I don't show them.
No, you show them a little bit, but the thing is,
you should show them the losses.
I know that Carlito's a little paranoid about, and a lot of contractors are like, well, if I teach him everything, then he's going to take off and set up his own shop.
Oh, I don't care.
But that's what I want you to do. I want you to take off and show up and build your own shop. But the thing is, what I don't want you to do is copy me step by step. You need to figure out your own path, your own system, everything. You need to figure out. What I get disappointed about is that when you do copy every little detail, that's a disappointment, because then what I've taught you, you didn't take it forward.
You got to create your own. You got to make something your own, right?
You have to. And that's what I keep on going back to, that there's no 2 of you out there. There's definitely no 2 of him out there.
Thanks. There is. There's
somewhere.
Sometimes I see some goat videos and I'm thinking,
porn. What was his name?
But I mean, everybody's individual. Everybody's
100%.
unique. So then we're all in the same industry, but we can all make it unique.
Yep.
I have no problem sharing everything. Take the information. Ask me all the questions. Ask me as many questions as you want.
Put your own spin on it.
You ask me personal questions, I won't fucking answer you. That's just the bottom line. You ask me about construction, I will tell you everything about construction. But take it and make it your own.
Yep. You have
That's
to.
it.
And if you know Manny for the future of any kind of giveaways we're doing, one of the things he'll say is, I don't want to know that. That's too much information.
Too much personal information.
What are some of the mistakes, Jason, that you made early on? Without going ballistic.
Probably something like misquoting. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Getting excited to get on a job, missing things, missing little things, missing big things, and then you send it out, they accept it, you start the job, and you're like, oh, shit.
You can't go back to them. It doesn't look good if you go back to them.
So, and you just eat the cost.
Yeah.
So, or that's one, or you do something. I'm just trying to think. I don't know, you cut something too short, like a really expensive, something.
Yeah, like a
steel beam.
$50 tile.
Like a steel beam or something you're putting in, and you cut it just, I don't know.
You mismeasure it, it's short.
And boom, now you got to get a new piece of steel, right? Little mistakes bite you. So I'm still learning, slow down, enjoy that process of trying to figure it all out and try and find the little mistakes. And then I'm trying now to, a good friend of mine, he's a general contractor. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, can you just look this over for me? And he'll do the same thing.
Yeah, a fresh pair of eyes doesn't hurt, man.
And be like, hey, did you think of this? And you're like, oh, yeah, totally. I totally missed it. Because I'm not perfect, right? I'm still...
You know, what I've loved about the podcast is I found myself in a couple scenarios. Like one time I had a problem with a threshold at a door, and I called Joe up, and he does doors all the time. And he picked up the phone and he answered my question in a second. Sometimes I'll call Manny up and I'll say, hey, Manny, I'm running into this scenario. What is the code for that? And he'll go, you know what? He could have someone standing beside him. He'll ask them. And all of a sudden,
boom,
like you create this circle of friends, and it can work.
Yep.
It really can, if everyone has the same respect for each other.
I'd have to totally agree. All the trades, usually we have 2 tradesmen people. per trade. So 2 Sparkies, 2 drywallers, everything.
Competition,
And
yeah.
same thing. It's good for quoting. It keeps things competitive. And I can say, hey, I got a quote from so-and-so. You're X amount, and they're the same thing. Like, so what's going on here? And they're like, oh, no, we'll match it or whatever, right? Vice
Or
versa.
this is what it is and why.
Right, exactly.
Something
And
that they caught that the other guy didn't.
And then the big thing too, just to say basically what you guys just said, is surround yourself with good people. I have a draftsman. He knows the code, or he's got a code book. So I call him if I have any questions. Hey, John, I need this. What's the specs on this? Yeah, I'll give you a call back. And he calls me back like instantly. Does all our drawings, all that stuff. So once you have that circle of good tradespeople around you.
And what company is that?
Grace Tech. They're out in Horseshoe.
So where is most of your work?
Simcoe County, Muskoka area. So
Okay.
we don't. When I was union framing, we came in the city, but no, all our general contracting.
A lot
stuff.
of cottages and stuff like that?
No, a lot of houses, a lot of just
Commercial?
Well, there's more
no,
homes being
lot-
built up
lot
there
of-
now
they're
than
going
there's
like
cottages,
crazy.
right? Retirement, going back to living in place. Like
Yeah.
these are great areas to
I would
just
love
live.
to get into the cottage country
Yeah.
more, that kind of stuff. But no, it's more just residential. We've done some light commercial stuff, but nothing crazy.
It's funny, you actually said Sparkies. And
Yeah.
that definitely is a telltale that you're English, right? 'Cause that's it's funny is that whenever I tell an electrician here that's actually American or Canadian, I say Sparky, they're like, huh? What
They
do
think
you-
it's a
huh?
dog. Come here, Sparky.
See, and I thought all electricians knew
No,
that they're
that's a whole film term. It's an old school term, right? So
Oh.
that's what anybody
know
with
that.
wire is Sparky, right? Which I like. I respect that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you knew you were coming on here.
Yes.
What was something you wanted to share on this podcast? Like, knowing you're coming on here, you have to have a message. You have to have something you want to say. What was it that you really wanted to say coming on here?
I would just say if you're, I don't know, if you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, and you want to start a contracting company, go for it. Don't be afraid. You're going to fail, and know you're going to fail, and just get back up. Just keep trying. Reach out to other people on Instagram. Like I've reached out to Manny. Carlito, I haven't met you just until today. But, but I will though. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the biggest thing. They might be stupid questions.
Like, how much will it cost for my van to get painted?
That's
That would be a stupid question.
Yeah. And give them a stupid answer.
But that's just it. Don't be afraid to ask and try new experiences. I'm not going to lie. I was super nervous to come down here. I've never done a podcast. I've never met you guys in person before. If you just do it, just go and do it.
Don't be afraid. It just
Stretch yourself.
You
Now,
never know. You never know.
Before the podcast and after the podcast, aren't they always the more fun parts?
They're the X-rated versions.
This one's been civil. What's wrong?
Yeah,
with
until
you,
the
man?
mic got on.
But no, that's it. You just don't be afraid because that's how you learn, and that's where you grow the most.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're planning without divulging? Because I know it's always good to come up with your plan, 5, 10, 15, whatever. But what are some of the things that you're thinking about down the line?
Big thing is just vision. I know that's pretty generic, but where do I see the company in 5, 10
A
years?
clear vision. Have a clear vision.
And write it down.
Yes.
Have a statement. What do you stand for? So I came up with pride and quality. I know it sounds super generic, but that's
But
it.
I bet you
wanna
got a
have-
statement behind those 2 words. I bet you got a definition. You've got a...
Yeah, you have to find something you can stand behind. So it's just that, and then physically see, financially, where do I want to be at in 5 years? What does it look like? How many employees? I just got a part-time admin person now, taking care of phone calls, stuff like that. So little steps, right? Like that.
Sounds like you're doing really well, man.
Just implementing it.
It's important to do that because I've told people, and I'm doing it right myself too, is that I have a weekly report. I actually pay attention to what money's gone out, what money's come in.
Yep.
I'm looking at it, and I actually want to know it on Friday. I want to know it. So then I start the next week, and I already know where I'm at financially speaking on whatever job I'm on.
Well, it's
that's a
interesting
great
you
idea.
say that because it's like saving money. If you're saving money, it's crazy after you get past the first couple thousand, how fast those thousands grow. And if you're paying attention to them, they start growing more and more and more.
It does.
Yeah.
And the phone starts ringing, and you start making more connections, and you get more jobs. And then, like how we were talking, you're at a point where you're bursting, but then you almost have to dial it back, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to grow too big, too fast. And
Want quality
and
still.
I'm always like, what the hell is that? Like, what is that?
You want to
I
grow
just
right.
I keep getting jobs. I'll just keep hiring guys. But then, it's like, no, because then Your productivity suffers, your quality suffers, and then you go, well, shit, what am I doing this for?
Well, you get guys
It's not
slacking,
fun.
right?
It's not fun. I'd rather have a small, tight-knit crew. I don't know.
Family.
Maybe grow to 6 to 8 guys or something. Maybe that's even too big. And then, yeah, maybe I can have some more family time. I can take, every other Friday off or something. I don't know.
But I think you should also spend the time and effort to treat every single potential client that you meet as if that's your most important job ever. Doesn't matter if it's small.
You know what's funny? You just said that, because I might have heard that on a podcast, and I treat that when I'm on the phone. It's like you're my only client.
You treat it that way.
When I'm with you in person, I'm not looking at my watch. I'm not looking at my phone. I put my phone away. I'm making eye contact. You're important to me. You're number one. Yes, I have 5-6 other jobs on the go. You have to feel trusted. You have to feel, you know what I mean?
Invested in them.
Another real important part to what you guys are saying is, I found that out of 10 people, you don't know which one of those 10 is going to be a lifetime customer.
100%.
Like, you really just don't know. And sometimes the people that promise you, like, hey man, I'll give you like 2 or 3 jobs from here, they're not the ones that pull off. But the ones that don't say anything and they wait to see how their house goes, they end up giving their brother, their sister, their uncle,
100%.
their grandmother. And all of a sudden you're doing the whole family. And then you're so busy with their family that you're exploding. You know?
That's right. Hey,
100%.
man.
Amen.
No, it's just that.
Or in your case, yeehaw.
Well, and I think the thing too is like, when you get a small job, right? Like, I don't know what it is, like a single bathroom or something, right? And you're like, oh, this isn't even worth my time. You might think, I don't care. I'll do it. It could be even smaller than that, because you never know where that's going to lead. And that person still needs that job done. And if I can kind of, I don't know, shelter them from all the hacks out there, then I'll take the job, do it, because I don't care if it's small, if I'm not making as much as I want to make. It's like another one in the books, so to speak.
Do you do this? Because I do this all the time. When you do get the job and everything goes perfectly smooth and you're getting along well with the client, do you actually try to have a candid conversation with them and in a roundabout way ask them, why did you hire me? And get that answer from them? A recent one, which was really funny, I thought, which was the bunkie build that we still have like a few little details to take care of.
Yep.
They came up to me and they said, we actually had 3 other builders come and look and quote this. And all 3 builders said, why do you want to bother building this modular structure when I could just build you a standard framing structure for probably less?
Trying to change their mind.
Exactly. And I said to them, I was going, that's one thought that never crossed my mind when I spoke with you guys, met with you guys, saw the drawings. I was hungry to build this modular because I was curious about it myself.
Yep.
And I was just fascinated that out of 4 builders, 3 said they wanted to change their mind. 1 said, let's go. I'm ready to go.
And there you go. You listen to them.
Yeah.
They weren't listening.
Yeah.
They said, well, I don't. They probably like, oh, I've never built that before, so I'm going to build something that I'm comfortable with, that I know.
That's exactly it. It was my first one, so you got to take a chance on somebody.
But let's be realistic. The drawings were already done. There's no going back.
Oh, it's not that easy, buddy. It's not that easy.
You can't just... If I look at someone with drawings, I know they're pretty serious.
I think it's easy, and I think it's naive of other builders to think, well, forget about that. Let's just go this way.
Yeah, let's just blow that 10 grand.
And that's why I get a little bit of resistance, and then I'm known as the bad manny on site, where all of a sudden I get guys who want to do it the exact same way. Like, for example, recently a plumber said, where you want the toilet supplies? I go, where are the specs on the toilet? I go, we never look at the specs. I go, no, every toilet brand has a spec location for a toilet supply.
It's like every microwave.
So look it up. And then they were like, well, this doesn't make any sense. That's normally where I don't put it. I go, I don't care where you don't put it. I care about what the manufacturer says. So pull up the specs and put it those crosshairs.
Yeah, it should be hidden.
Simple as that. But now I'm the bad manny. You know what I mean?
No,
Say
you're
hello
not,
to bad
You're not
manny.
the bad manny.
No, it's just someone, they're lazy. They don't.
Thank you very much, because it's just it was a nice little joke today, but I won't share it.
No. He was sharing it with me like 3 times today, and I was like, who's the plumbing company? Because I never want to use them.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you're a dad, right? And you're like, I don't know, you get like a kit or like a swing set or something. You're like, oh, you get the instructions, you throw them out. You're like, fuck it, I can do this. And then 15 minutes later,
you're
like,
back at the
where are those instructions?
Yeah, it's better just, or it sounds like. Okay, Manny, clean your room. Oh, no, I don't want to. Manny, clean your room. You say it a couple times. Like, what didn't he get?
Right?
Well, it's really simple. He was complaining about the plywood being in the way. So
Is it lazy?
Hang on a sec. So the plywood was structure, and he was complaining about it being in the way. And I just wanted to really say, in the way of what? Your laziness?
See, and that's the thing. I think you get guys that don't want to think out of the box. They just want to do.
And
they
I
wanna come in,
don't. I
do the
don't
thing,
get
that's it.
along with guys.
I know,
like
but
that.
wouldn't it have been impressive from him to just get a hole saw, drill a hole, run it through, and say, Manny, are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Actually, thank you very much. I'm very happy with it. Thank you for not irritating me today.
That's tomorrow's conversation.
How about this? Thanks for doing your fucking job.
Oh my god, man!
I don't talk to my trades like that.
Carlito does, and that's why he goes from 30 to 2 and then starts all over again.
Actually, I don't really want to have employees. I only want to have one person working with me and have them as the repair guy or the finishing after my trades have gone through, because sometimes giving them a call back, it never gets done. So, I price accordingly, and I'd rather go in after my trade. So what I'm leading to is, if I had an employee, I would like to teach them everything and anything they need to know. Yep. And I want them to go on their own so I can use them in the future and sub out to them.
So you have one employee right now?
It bounces back and forth, yeah.
Okay, Manny?
None. All subs.
Really, eh?
All subs because I had a long conversation with my accountant.
Oh, really?
It is a lot easier to run a business, I think, personally speaking, to have subs. And if you do get resistance one day or something like that and someone's got to go, it's a lot easier to not have them come back in, right?
Yeah, but it's hard chasing people to get things done.
I don't find that. For some weird reason, I have yet to have any of my subs not make me a priority. Maybe it's because I treat them a certain way on site. Maybe it's because I kind of organized or I get compliments. I met recently new guys, and they met me and within a half hour speaking to me, and they're just paying attention to me. They came up to me and complimented me on how I basically present myself on site. I'm not cocky. I'm not an asshole, but I know everybody's job.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive. It was a great moment, and I was absorbing it. But that's what I knew.
That's
my
the
shit.
new word.
These are strangers, and they knew that I knew my shit by the way I was speaking to other trades, and also the way I was speaking to the client.
Yep.
So I like sub trades because then they run their own ship and they come in.
Yeah.
Well, and from experience with Manny, I can't speak for you, but for Manny, I had hit a rut in my business at one point, and I had lost that loving feeling for the business.
Okay.
And and it's serious. It happens, man.
You got rid of people. You laid off.
You get a bad taste for this in business. You get bad taste for the customers. You get bad taste for the industry. You get bad taste for your trades, and you could be in a bad place. I ended up working with Manny, and he refreshed me. Early starts, focus on work. I was going to say, you got a
bad taste in your mouth?
Yeah, not that kind of taste.
He makes me sound like I'm a douche.
No. But what I did pick up from him,
I'm not feeling very fresh, Mom.
And this is his character, is that he expects you 15 minutes before you start.
Yeah, 100%.
And when you start. When it's talk time and cell phone time, it's everybody's time. Everybody's on break together. And everyone could talk.
No more track pants and no more shorts now.
That's it.
Yeah.
New rule.
Yeah. I actually don't wear track pants at his job sites because I don't want him to see my package.
TMI. So we are speaking with Jason from at Guest Contracting Inc. and it's guestcontracting.com online. It is guest.contracting@gmail.com and it's 705-229-7875. Yeah. We got one last segment here, Jason.
No, we have two.
Let's do it.
But let's go with the number one. The 10 questions.
This particular segment's been getting a lot of traction and making every single show of ours explicit now, which is really interesting.
We need video to this.
Brought to you by Madame Holmes.
And PO from NASA.
Is that?
I don't. We're gonna check that.
No, I'm calling.
Go ahead, please. I challenge you.
Okay, what is your favorite construction word, Jason?
Oh shit.
PL.
Construction word.
That's 2 words.
Demo.
Oh,
Demo.
whoa.
Let's go with demo.
What is your least favorite construction word?
Clean up. That's what the employees are for, right?
I like cleaning up.
What turns you on in construction?
I like to meet a client, see their vision, and executing it.
Nice.
That's the fun part. Like, hey, this is the picture, and then okay,
Make it a reality.
Let me turn it into that.
Yeah,
that's fun. I find that exciting.
What turns you off in construction?
Clients that don't let me just do that. That
micromanage,
too involved. Maybe like super nitpicky. kind of like, oh, you know, I'll do certain aspects, and it just never works out well. You're like, no, just get out of here. Like, pay me, I'll do it, because I don't want to redo it twice.
Yeah, so, good for you.
And you're just going to get frustrated because you don't know what you're doing.
What is your favorite curse word?
Starts with an F.
All right, ends with a K. Or it starts with an F and it ends with an F.
Wait, fun?
Yeah.
Fun? Start with K.
Funk. The funk.
Yeah, the funk.
I like that. The new one. Funk you.
What construction sound or noise do you love?
Tick tock.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Construction sound or noise do you love?
I don't know. I don't know if I have one. That's a good
Your
question.
alarm clock?
Someone said, what was it, chiseling the other day or something?
How about this?
That's so annoying.
That's not a construction sound.
Painting.
It is when you have a pen and you're talking about prices.
The roller?
Hearing that painting, it's just peaceful. It's calm.
It's very calm. I do find painting kind of calm like that.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Right?
What construction sound or noise do you hate?
I'd have to agree. I heard the other day too, the driving piles. Like that loud, that is fucking so annoying.
I know, especially if you're downtown in a condo.
I love pounding.
Or like when they're smashing up concrete with the big excavators, with the big jackhammers.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah. I love backhoes.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I've done a lot. I actually was a electrical apprentice.
Were you?
3,200 hours.
So you're
as a Sparky.
Wow.
So you're halfway there?
No, it's
just
like,
under.
Well, I think it's 9,000.
Oh, is it 9,000?
You were saying earlier you wanted to be a lifeguard.
No, he wasn't.
On Babe Watch. He never said that, by the way.
I love being a carpenter. I love it. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't want to be a roofer.
For one day?
Nope.
No, forget that.
No, that's a tough one. What profession would you not like to do? Roofing, eh?
Like those guys, man. Hats off, and we're in Skylux. Those
they got great tans on parts of their body.
Yeah, most of it's tar.
I don't know how they do it, and my hats off to them.
A lot of water.
Big. That's awesome that they do it.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome.
That was great, man. Jason, thank you so much, man.
Wait. I got
another segment. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
didn't show up to the meeting.
something new that I want to try.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Do you remember Speaker's Corner at Much Music?
Very briefly.
So what you would do is you would donate $5 or $2 into the machine, and you would speak your mind for
like 2 minutes,
10 seconds. So let's call it Construction Corner. What's the most frustrating thing that you want to share? 3 or 4 seconds.
3 or 4 seconds.
Whatever. It could be 10 seconds. What's the most frustrating thing that bothers you in this industry?
When Carlito comes up with a segment that we didn't approve.
When clients come in, you quoted the job, you start it, and they're changing things on the fly, and they expect it to be done the next day. And you're like, whoa, hold up. I got to quote this, and it's not going to happen the next day. Or they want other trades in, and they're like, yeah, you can start that next week. You're like, are you kidding me? It's the middle of summer. Everyone's swamped. It's going to be a couple months. And then they get pissed off with you.
You're the bad guy.
Because they expect it, right? It happened. It didn't happen. Like,
it happens all the time.
It happens all the time. And that's like, it's not realistic to what
that's where you lose
happening,
money.
Right? And you're like, well, yeah. So now I'm like, oh, well, do I get extras up front? I don't know. Like stuff like that, right?
There's an idea for a business. Someone should start an online construction training course for clients.
Just a little bit of education.
A little CTCC.
Like, I don't mind, you can change things on the fly, but like at the end of the day, you're kind of like, well, I have to make money, so I have to go back in the office, figure that out. I can't do it that same day because you want it done.
Yeah, but their mentality is like, you're here. You're already here. The tools are here. The guys are here. Everybody's here. Yeah, but we're here developing a scope of work that we've already signed off on.
We agreed on. I didn't sign off on it.
I know. So now you're adding it just because you think we're here?
You're on the site. Hey, can you just do this? Like,
trying
to get a little freebie, right?
No. This is how it goes on my site.
Bullshit.
This is how it's been for 30 years. Doesn't matter how nice the customer is, how well you've known them, or how many times you worked with them or not. You walk away from the job site, and you left your guy doing a tile floor. When you come back, he's doing a door.
Right.
And I say, hey man, what the fuck are you doing?
You know what? my guys.
He's like, the homeowner told me to do it. And I
Hey,
said,
man.
No.
you know what? You can go work for the homeowner.
You know what?
See you fucking later.
I just had this conversation with my one guy today. So we brought in a newer guy, and he was talking to the client, blah blah blah, and I guess he jumped in and I said, listen, you're my lead guy. You tell the other guy. The client either talks to me or talks to you, and we don't do anything before it gets approved.
That's how it works.
And we get paid. So don't jump in, say your 2 cents. It's not how it works.
Because once they do it, then it becomes a negotiation for you later on.
and then I got to fight for that.
Yeah, and that's not what
bullshit.
that's not what our job is about. We're not supposed to be fighting for the money that we've already agreed on.
No.
You know what the most ironic part about this whole thing is? You were nervous at the beginning. You can't stop talking now.
I know.
That's generally
right?
how it works. Generally how it works. That's why we have repeat. They all come back. We have to have part 2s.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No,
No,
it's
we'll come up to you. We'll go to Barry.
It's been great, honestly. I was really nervous. I was really nervous.
We're
And it's been fun.
harmless, man. He hardly bites. You know what I mean?
I'm a licker.
Oh, God.
No, it's been great. I want to thank you guys for having me.
No,
for
thank you
inviting
for
me on
coming.
the
No, thank you, Jason.
Thank you for
The
coming
second
twice.
time. The second time.
Thank you. And thank you so much for the teas, man. We're going to
Hey,
wear
Yeah,
it proudly.
thank you.
Okay? No,
we
really
love
appreciate
gifts.
Hey,
All right. So if anybody else is interested in being on the podcast, please reach out to myself.
Or giving us gifts.
Reach out to me through Hardcore Rentals or through my email. You can reach me at manny@hardcorerentals.com. Want to come on the show? Come on the show. Talk to us. Talk to us about construction. That's about it, isn't it?
Oh, there's more, but let's just cut
There's always
it.
more. We
Let's
save it
just
for
cut
next week.
We can keep going on.
Jason, thank you
Thank you.
so much for being on the show. Really
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it. And thank you
Thanks for
twice
having
for
me.
coming here. And I feel so bad. I felt so bad this morning.
not AM. PM.
No, PM. Carlito, get us out of here.
Oh,
So you can find Jason online on Instagram at Guest Contracting Inc. and also on his website at guestcontracting.com, and then email to reach out to him to ask him questions or even just get him to bid a job. Guest.contracting@gmail.com, and his phone number 705 in the lovely Barrie area 229-7875. That was number 91.
respect the 705. Guess contracting. We're out of here.